friends, it's me Stace. Today we're using the Cricut machine to make this really cute, fun Gable box. In this video, I share with you how to resize the box to make it be any size you want. Let's go to the computer and we'll get started. Alright, so here we are at the computer. I'm already logged in to the design space. I'm also on the welcome screen. You can tell that because at the very top it says Welcome Stacy. Alright, so on this screen we have a search feature. We have recommended for you, featured images, join us to make it forward, trending on social, crazy cool cards, added by the community, lots of different categories. For today's video, we're actually going to use the search box. So inside the search box, type in the words Gable box, and that's G-A-B-L-E, and then click on enter. It'll do the same thing, bring up boxes by category. So here we have images. If you made any boxes, they'll show up here in your My Project section, Cricut projects, community projects. I'm going to use this one here. Now you will see a lot of these images have the letter A next to them. That means they're included in the Cricut Access plan, meaning it's free for you to cut it out. This one does not have the letter A, that's why there's a fee to cut that piece out. So to add this box, where this is the one we're using, to add that to our design area, you want to highlight your mouse over it or hover your mouse over that, then click on where it says Add to Canvas, and that'll take it to our work area here. You will see the box comes in rather small. There's also no grid lines. I like working with grid lines. So to add the grid lines to your design area, you will see a ruler on the left-hand side and on the top. And also where they connect here is a little white square. Go ahead and click on that white square one time, and you have your grid lines. Click on it again, you'll have your grid lines and much smaller boxes. Click on it again, it turns the grid lines off. I'm going to turn the grid lines on. Now our box does come in rather small. I'm often asked, how do you resize the box? If I want to make a 3-inch box, how do I figure out the box size? I'm going to show you all that today. So the first thing I'm going to do is resize the box so I can make it easier to see. Now you'll notice inside our box we have these score marks here. So this is one side, one side, one side, and one side. And this right here, this square of score marks or dashed lines is going to figure out how big or small your box is. So if I want to make a 3-inch box, I need to make a template that's 3 inches to fit there. So to do that, you want to go to your left-hand side toolbar. We're going to click on Shapes. It's the 4th option down. It'll bring up a lot of shapes. Just go ahead and click on the basic square. So we have our square selected. At the very top toolbar, you'll have the size. You want to leave the lock locked. And just say I want to make this box be roughly 3 by 3. Let's make our square be 3 by 3. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is move my square inside these score marks. So I'm going to focus on the upper left-hand corner of this box, or my template, and the upper left-hand corner of the score marks. Move this over towards just inside those score marks there. So hopefully you can see that. So I can see my score mark here, I can see my score mark here. Well, I have all this space here left over. So I know my box, if I cut it out this big, is going to be way too big for 3 by 3. So you're going to click on your box shape, use the arrow keys to make the box smaller, move your box over or your template over, and then just keep on going back and forth between your box and your template to get it roughly about 3 by 3. Okay, so if I go ahead and look at that, if I zoom you guys in, upper or the lower left-hand corner design space, you can zoom in so you can see things nice and clear. I can see my box here fits inside that score mark. So now I know my box now is roughly about 3 by 3. If I click on my box size and go to the top toolbar to see how big my box is, it is 13 inches wide. I want to use a 12-inch cutting mat, so this is too big. So now I want to make my box smaller. So now what I need to do is resize my first template. So this is at 3 inches. Let's go and try 2.5. So it would be 2.5 inches. Again, I can see all this space here, so I'm going to click on my box, resize it to fit inside, so my square fits inside those score marks nicely. So I'm going to resize it again. It's just going back and forth pretty much. Alright, so that fits there nicely. My box now is 11.3. So I'm still within my 12-inch cutting mat, but I want to use 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So this is still too big of a box for me. So I'm going to resize my square again. Just make it be smaller. So we're going to try 2.25. Again, use the arrow keys to resize the box to fit inside there. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to zoom in again just so I can see it better. I'm going to move it over. Alright, so I can see. So hopefully you're able to see. We have all 4 score marks here visible. So my square is inside there nicely. So my box is going to be about 2.25 inches wide. If I click on the size, it is 10.074. So it'll easily fit on my 11-inch cardstock. So now what I want to do, click on my square. I'm going to right click on it again and choose duplicate. So now I have 2 of them. So now I have a square for the front as well as for the back. Now if you go back to the search feature, so let's go do that. Upper left hand corner, click on those 3 lines and choose home. In that search box again, type in the word Gable box. It'll bring up that same screen it did before. So now we can see our box. This is the front where my square is going to go, or my pattern paper. Then we have this piece up top here. Suppose I want to put paper there as well. Let's go back to canvas, the upper left hand corner, 3 lines, and then go to choose canvas. I'm going to zoom this in some more. Alright, so I already know my 2.25 in width is good. So I'm going to right click on this piece and choose duplicate. So I can move this one out of my way. Now I want to focus on this piece. Sorry, the width is fine. I want to determine the height. So I'm going to bring that over. So I'm just under that score mark there. This time I do want to unlock the lock on my box. So to do that, have the box selected, the top toolbar, unlock the lock. That way your box can move all different kinds of ways. And I'm just going to kind of move it to where it's inside those score marks there. All right, so now my template side, I want to make sure the width is still 2.25, so I'm going to readjust that. It looks like my width or my height is 1.26, so I'm going to go 1.25, so it's an even number. All right, so that's going to fit in there nicely. All right, so we have this piece for the top here. I can cut out another one for here, and we have our 2 pieces for the front as well. So because I made all these even sizes, I can easily cut this with my trimmer and not have the Cricut cut it. So I need 2 pieces of pattern paper that are both 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, so I can go and delete those pieces. And if I want to, I can also cut out 2 pieces of pattern paper that are 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. I'm just going to delete that piece as well. All right, so now we just have our basic box. Upper right hand corner, click on where it says make it. That takes to our matte preview screen. Now for me, I don't like cutting in the upper left hand corner, so I'm going to move this a little bit down and over. Make sure you're inside that 11-inch score mark here, that 11-inch line if you're using 8.5 by 11 cardstock. All right, so the left-hand side toolbar, you will see the order in which your Cricut is going to function. So first it's going to score, then basic cut. So score means it's going to either use the scoring pen or the scoring wheel and score where all these dashed lines are. That's where you're going to fold your box. Then when it's done that, it's going to cut the box out. So I'm going to pause here, take it to the machine, so I can show you the scoring pen and how to put that in the pen adapter, how to score, then we'll go to the table and put the box together. I wanted to mention, after you click on continue, this is the screen you will see next where you choose the material you want to cut as well as the tools you're going to use to cut the image out. You can see my material is set to medium cardstock. Then we have number 2, tools and material loaded. It says loaded is a single scoring wheel, coming up as a fine point blade. I'm not using the wheel, I want to use the stylus or the pen. So to change that, you want to click on where it says edit tools. This will bring up the tool options window, and you want to click and change it to scoring stylus. Choose apply. Now you can load your scoring pen or stylus in the machine and score it out that way. All right, we are now at the machine. My mat and paper is loaded. So I'm going to insert my scoring pen, which looks like this, into this clamp here. So I'm going to open that up, plop your pen in there, push down, then close that clamp. We're going to choose the go button on our machine. Then I'm going to show you its scoring and how I do it. So I like to press this down. So as it goes down, I'm going to put my finger on it and just apply very light pressure. I find by doing this, it gives me a much more detailed or a bigger scoring mark. Just lightly press it down just to give it more pressure. Okay, I think we're done. All right, now it's going to continue. It's going to cut it out. When this is finished, we'll go to the table and put our box together. All right, we are back. Everything is cut out. So we have our box, our pieces of pattern paper. So you want to score with your fingers. Just kind of finger press on those score marks just to get them started. You should get the ones on top. And at the bottom. along this side and this one as well. And then we have this one. All right, now take a bone folder and you want to go in and just crease over all those score marks just to make sure we have nice crisp lines for our box. That one doesn't have a score mark. Okay. So now to assemble our box, I'm just going to do this little tab over here. All right, to assemble the box, now if we want to, you can assemble it, then put your paper on. I'm actually going to put my paper on now. So I have 2 pieces of paper. These both came from Paper Tray ink packet called Sugar Plum. And we're going to adhere those. This is the front and the back. We're going to put them right there. I'll be using my advanced tape glider for this. Alright, so we're going to put one here. And we already pre-measured everything inside Design Space, so we know it's going to fit in there nicely. And we have this one here. And I'm going to put that one on this end. Make sure it's in there. Alright, now we have the paper for the top. Same paper pack, and this is cut to be 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. If you want to add that there, you can. I kind of like it, so I'm going to choose to add that there as well. I think it just ties everything together. Okay, and then our other paper. And again, this is from that same Paper Tray ink paper pack called Sugar Plum. And the cardstock I'm using is Stampin' Up's Highland Heather. I thought it matched really well. Alright, so that is all done. Flip your box over, so now we have this little tab here. And what I'm going to do, I find it easier to clip the tab a little bit on an angle, just at the top and the bottom. Just cut off a little sliver, like that and like that. Okay? Alright, now that we have that done, we're going to take our adhesive. I'm just using my advanced tape glider. I do recommend an art glitter glue or another strong glue. And then just take this and fold it to that, lining up that bottom score mark. It should lay nice and flat. Right now we have the bottom. So we have all these pieces. You want to take the piece that has the 2 legs, that's going to go down first, then the sides. And they're kind of go inside there. Just kind of bend them a little bit. They're going to go inside there. Then this piece is going to go inside there as well. Now if you want to, you can measure the bottom of this, take a piece of cardstock and put it on the inside of the box so it's easier, so it just gives more strength to the box. Now to put it together, you're going to bring it forward like that. Move these pieces outward. Then we have these 2 little tabs, right? They're going to go inside this little hole right here. So I love that as a self-closing box. No need for glue or no need to tear it apart. How cute is that box? All right, now let me measure it, see where we are. So the width of this box is just shy of 2.5. Yep, just shy. So we were close on our measurements there. All right, now I do want to add a stamp on the front. So I'm going to use a stamp from Sweet Stuff. You can find this at maymamina.com. Already on my block, and I'm using the same Highland Heather ink that matches my cardstock. And this piece measures, I believe, 1 1/4. 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. And this piece is 2 by 1 1/2. All right, let's go ahead and grab our ink. Ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to bring it toward me so I can make sure it's kind of stamped straight. All right, so I think that's kind of crooked. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp it crooked. I think I have enough space there to stamp it a little bit crooked. This one I don't need to worry about it being straight. Love that little trick, right? All right, let's go ahead and close our ink. We're done with that. And now I'm going to adhere this to my box. And I'm going to just use my regular advanced tape glider to adhere that down. You can also, if you want to, grab some twine or yarn and hang it from the handle here. I like putting it on this side. So just get it right inside there like that. Super cute. And then, of course, we're going to use some foam squares to pop that piece up to give it dimension. All right, now I'm going to use, I think, 4 is fine for this little piece. It's fairly small. All right, you're gonna give your foam squares a squish. Take the backing off. I find by squishing them, the back comes off. The backing comes off a little bit easier. And we are done our box. That's gonna go right there. Isn't that cute? So that fast and quickly we made a box. If you want to, you can, I thought it would look funny having a piece of pattern paper on the side because it doesn't go all the way up. I just like decorating the front and the back. But there you have it, my friends, a really cute box, customizing the size and trying to figure out how to resize it. Any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.